kind
Your
of
brain's
get
too big for me.
what you're coming for.
Everything you do is you. It's not anything extra. Like, this is die or be dead.
Oh, I don't think she's actually a god. I think she's like us. I don't think her reuniting the Orkney is a good idea, though. We need to stop that from happening.
We need to live.
Wait, we don't need one of us actually becoming a god.
All right. Well, I will be back here with my spear or with my maul.
Wait, why don't we take him back to camp?
I think that's probably a good idea.
You do what
That's
you
what
want.
Talus suggested.
Yeah, I think we take him. He can't hurt us if he's in the cage. He clearly can't escape.
We take him back to camp, and what do they say? What else do you have? Did you confirm their shit? His story. We need more
Yes.
information before we can actually go back to camp with what we've discovered.
That's a good
I'm
point.
not going anywhere.
We do
You
need to
do
confirm.
know that we are able to communicate vast areas. Why should we assume that this one cannot? I mean, we learned that from that child that I brought, which I apologize. That was my fault. I'm sorry. But why should we assume that this one cannot make more come to us?
Because the other one was a trap, and this isn't.
Oh, are you a trap master? Do you know this for a fact?
Mostly for a fact.
All right. Well, I will be way far away, and when it goes wrong, I promise you I will not be there.
Are you jumping off the boat?
No, I will just be at the back of
Well-
the boat, ready to jump off the boat if needed.
Okay.
All
Well,
right.
you have your crisis of conscience over there. Let us know when you come down, and we'll try to help. Because even if there are no gods, which there are no gods, who cares? We're still all here, and we gotta look out for each other. And we also gotta help out the Enclave, which raised us. So we actually gotta stop being terrible at what they want us to do.
Keanu steps out from the bottom of the boat and goes, No, I am a god.
I will stab you in the damn throat.
Beat my 22 in a lure and you can.
I mean, you believe you're a god, doesn't mean he does.
Yes, but does that help? Does the orc think I'm a god?
Well, he gets roared at. He's already afraid. So let's see how he does when he's being screamed at.
He's gonna faint.
I love this interaction right now.
I know it was a little more dramatic.
He just like
but
he glares at Asane instead of being afraid.
Ooh.
Oh, feisty.
He said, "Orkney need not friends. Doesn't mean not I afraid of you."
That is your stupidity.
You say, "I help." And like pounds his chest.
Need help better from the inside of my stomach.
well, I mean, you've eaten a lot, and that's
He just turns. At this point, he turns his back on all of you. If you kill me, kill me.
Ugh.
But you do it to my back like coward.
This turned out so terribly. Listen, buddy, pal, amigo. I want to let you out. Maybe not everyone else, but I want to let you out. So, you keep saying you're going to help. We're trying to get information to show that you can help. Obviously, build good fucking cages, so I'm sure you're good with other stuff. But you need to help us figure out where all these orcs are gathered and this Folin is, so we can actually stop them.
His back is turned. You see her.
I'll walk around to the front of the cage where he's facing.
Listen,
He starts to turn, but then realizes it puts him facing other people, so he just starts like, he kind of like goes back and forth a couple times, and he looks at you and he closes his eyes.
I
will
mean, that
talk-
still works. Whatever. Help us. Help you. Help me. Help you.
I will talk to his back. Listen,
Ah,
it's
damn.
about survival. Am I wrong or am I right? We are all just trying to live. Your best chance at survival in this moment is with us. Help us, and we will help you survive. Listen, you see me. I am a weak, scrawny person. One good blow from a strong foe will drop me. But because I have these people, looks at Ryfin, looks at Talus, looks at Zeph.
I wink.
He does not look at Yanwei. He does
You
not
can't look
at
at what's not
Yanwei.
there.
So Talus says that keep him in the cage and take him back to the Enclave for more questioning. Talus is dealing with some issues that he is unable to speak this session, so
All right.
gotta make sure we're reading the chat.
And I'm all for taking him back to the Enclave. We just need to verify more information.
We are not even halfway to our objective. Do we return empty-handed?
No. Which is why I'm saying we need to verify more.
God damn it. Can I be speaking in a language that my team understands, but they don't?
You can speak in Ajin, but then your Sane won't understand you.
I will speak I will speak in Ashin just so that they can't understand it. And if Asane looks really confused, it's all right. Don't worry. Can I do a detect? Ugh. Can I do a detect magic to see if what we are coming across is
What do you mean?
I don't know how to do it. I don't think I have the
What
ability
do you mean
to do
coming
it.
across?
If if they have the shadowy creature, which again, I'm 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 coming from a point of I don't I've had incursions with them. If this, which mainly that little girl, if they are the ones trying to eat our soul,
Who? This guy?
He's trying to check to see if he's in NLA.
Oh, Yanwei already did that.
Italy. Sorry, I couldn't remember the name. I didn't want to say the wrong thing.
Like, Yanwei already went off on his ethos surge, and this thing just was like, wait, you're a god too?
Yeah, so he's not one of us. He just thinks anyone like us is a god.
And he's not in NLA because he didn't like fucking go
Remember,
postal.
there's also, like, the Neath are part of the Nawanin, the ones that have souls, but they're not Shaman. So they're mortal. The NLA are not alive, but they're not dead. They're also not mortal. They have no soul. And the Shaman are, well, your demigods. So the Nawanin are those that were here before the Shaman and NLA arrived, like when the miasma covered the continent. So he's just mortal.
One of the few.
All right.
Like Draugr, Orkney.
Do we know this?
Yes.
Like, so the ones that were left are the Malum, Draugr, and Neath, and Orkney were the four that were here prior to the arrival of the Inalay and the Shaman. Because those are the only species that can actually survive the miasma.
My allure is not good, but I'm gonna throw out an allure check. Listen, you have no problem with us. We can help you, but also
He just
there are people that can hurt you.
he
It's
just
it's
points
your
to
choice.
the lock on the cage while keeping his eye closed. One swollen shut, and so he forcibly closes the other one. Like, he's beat up. Like, there's like chunks of skin missing. Like, his ribs look like they are broken. Like, he's bruised. He may be a green orc, but he's also a little blue and black and bloodied. He is not in good shape.
All right. So we let you out. You're not gonna escape. You owe me a blood debt, right? That's how this works.
His eyes open. Yes.
And blood debt means you will never leave my fucking side unless I tell you to, right?
Once paid. Life for life.
Okay. I'll open the lock.
All right. How you gonna open it?
I'll do the acid thing again.
Okay, so give me a roll to see if you actually pull out acid.
All right.
We were looking for it earlier.
Intellect, I guess it would be.
All right. You find a vial of acid.
All right. I'm gonna look.
Dump it.
I'm gonna look at the guy or the orc and say, "Where should I pour this so the lock opens?"
He holds out his hand.
It's right there.
I'll give it to him.
He takes it and, like, you see him kind of like look at the lock, and he just kind of like moves a little, like the flap that kind of like covers the lock so it doesn't rush shut, and like delicately pours it in there. And he waits a few seconds, and then he just pushes the door and it just like clinks open.
Nice. I'm rifing.
He just kind of like looks at you, and then he just goes, "Name."
Right.
And then he just falls forward and collapses into you and passes out. Looks like he was using all of his energy to just keep himself awake and seem strong.
I will go, "Oh God," and then just like move him to the side so he like collapses onto the deck.
Ilarian. He says it to the corpse.
Not a corpse. He's just
Well,
unconscious.
to the body. He
I'll,
Ilarian.
Talus, you notice his hand falls away from his side, and the scrap of cloth that you just thought was dirty falls away as some blood starts oozing out. One of his ribs seems to have punctured through.
Can I eat him now?
Not yet. How about you don't eat this one, you eat other ones.
I hiss at you and then scurry up the mast.
Go ahead and give me a roll here to like reset the bone correctly rather than just like patching it up. So Talus pulls out his medic's kit. Yep, go ahead and get. All right. So Talus like patches him up better than any of you have ever been patched up.
Fuck,
Like-
man.
Like he just like grabs it, he pushes the rib back in, like kind of like moves it and like wraps
Did you
up and, like,
study on these kind of creatures? Like, I don't
Like-
understand.
like resets the bones and like kind of bandages him up and like then gives him like a quick sip of like a little vial. And you kind of like watch some of the wound close up a little bit, and then he gives some smelling salts and breaking like snaps awake. He goes, oh, I kind of looks at Talos. Yes, you definitely inventor. And he slaps you on the shoulder, and he stands up. And it is 9 o'clock, so we're going to take a quick 5-minute break here as we just kind of use the restroom and grab some food or drinkage.
Sounds
Back at
good.
5. All right, we're back. Bam.
Oh,
So, conversation going on during the break is the crafting system, and when you build a runic caster. So we're talking with Alarian and kind of working through some frustrations. Um, so the way runic works, mixed with the crafter, so mixed with alchemy, especially, is it's a slow build, and I play that on a Friday night game, runic. But he's also a weaponsmith and all that, so he's and a technologist. So his whole thing, like he has no specialization. All he took were skills and talents. And what are we, tier 2 now?
Yeah, we're pretty far.
And
I'm rank
but
3.
he came in. Well, no, this is tier 2. He came in late, so I had to retire a character. So he came in at tier 2, rank 1. And it's taken a while to build. Well, we revisited how we do resource gathering to actually give you enough to make a crafter character viable. But now he can start doing some crazy things with what he builds. But it's taken a lot. But he's also got a very diverse way of doing things, so you're more focused in on alchemy. So I mean, a couple gathering sessions, and then if you start
Uh,
like when you're back in town, filling people's duffels with shit,
I will just
then
say, the last time I did a gathering check is what incurred the longest combat in Otherworld sessions.
so
So, like,
every
you
time I gather with my
understand why I'm hesitant now to
oh no,
do
I
that.
like my gathering typically is what 2 random encounters every time I gather with my other character, like 2 right off the bat. Every time I gather, and it just makes some very funny things. You just got a really bad
It made an
random
amazing
encounter.
combat, and I love it with everything I have. Like that combat was amazing. However, it's just now I'm too afraid to gather.
Well, yeah, I would.
I
I mean, I can
can't
see
I
Alarian
can't
wanting
I
somebody to
can't
go with
afford
him.
that for our team.
I'm back.
Like I can't literally like put my team into that every time we do a camp cycle.
Well, on the bright side, you did get a ton of resources out of it.
Uh, yeah, but a lot of them also got used
Mhm.
in that combat.
No, I mean like you guys can survive in the desert now for like 2 months because of how much you have.
Yeah, all the fucking rations
the
and shit
food.
and
Yeah.
water. Is great. I'm very excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
So it takes a minute for alchemy to build up because you got to like trial and experiment. But once you made something, the big thing is to write down in your character sheet like what you made with the ingredients specific to it, and then your roll on it. Because once you've made it, you don't have to roll again to make it, as long as it's your tier or below. Your tier in alchemy. So if you're up to toxicology or potion craft or charm craft, you're tier 2. So if it is a plus, so when we go to crafting, it's a so 30 or hot or less. Sorry, 30 to 40 is masterwork. So that's just tier 1. 41 to 60 is tier 2 plus 1 magic uncommon. Tier 3,
So
61
if
to
I
80.
have the ingredients,
And you've
just
already made it, and it's
just saying,
it
if I have the ingredients, I can build more medical kits for
yeah.
Oh shit! I
because
get
I
an
already built
attribute
one.
increase.
Yeah, you just have to if you have the ingredients, you just make it.
I'm making that 10.
Because that's all you have to do. You just spend the time to make it and use the ingredients.
Okay.
The only thing you'd have to re-roll on is if you rolled on an item and made something that's a rare, so you rolled above a 60, then
Right.
you'd have to
Yeah.
still try to craft it again. But if you made anything that requires a roll less than 60, You can make it if you have the ingredients because that's your base.
Okay.
Is there an I'm still looking through the powers. I'm pretty set on taking the fucking one I put in, and then like the one that for the mana, I think. But what
Okay.
was that move? I'm guessing, is there an equivalent for the Ether or Hellion that Ezra did?
Like the wave.
Yeah, the wave.
So no.
Okay.
Well, there may be at higher tiers,
Okay.
like erupting in flames, which is a tier 3 ability.
Okay.
But his only targeted. The reason it's powerful in that situation is it only hurts creatures of the dark.
Gotcha.
Like creatures of the night. That's it. It does like it didn't hurt you guys at all.
Right.
It only hurt the Animacrus that came out, but not the pirates that hadn't gone crazy yet.
Okay.
So, yes, it seems powerful. It is, but it's very situational.
Okay.
So, like, you have to encounter a creature of the night for it to actually do anything. Like, it is like. So, like, if a demon came out, it would hurt them, right?
Mhm.
Because that's hell and it's divine.
Okay.
But it doesn't hurt anything else. So it's situationally useful. That's it.
All right. And just for clarity, when you said I could choose a new power, I can choose a different, like, so it could go from Hellion to Fire, right?
Correct. So
Alright.
the way when you rank up is you get to pick one new ability
Okay.
in the ethos powers, the pneuma powers.
Okay.
And you may switch out one other ability. So you may lose one and pick a new one
All right.
while gaining one.
Okay.
But so that's maximum of 2 changing per rank up. You ranked up twice.
Yes.
So you could technically do 2,
Okay.
right?
So I could do, but I can't change my base, is what I'm questioning. So, like, if I went from Hellion to Divine, that I couldn't do
You
that.
can't.
Okay.
You are stuck at Hellion and Fire the entire time you're playing Riven.
Okay. But so I can go from Hellion to Fire.
Correct.
All right. Let me just see real quick because Hellion doesn't really have the shit that I want.
So I'll let you keep looking, and we're going to continue moving forward.
Yeah, I'm
So,
not gonna have anything for probably this session. Unless
So
unless you need me to pick something.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not in a rush for that.
All right, cool.
So your there's my random encounter chart, so I can get this guy's name. His name is
Ow.
Bracken.
Bracken. Okay. And he's awake.
He is awake because Talus totally just
Yeah.
fixed him up good.
I give him like the hardest like side eye, and I'm not even trying to hide it.
Like, like
Why are you
you
at
definitely-
his face also?
like in an emergency when somebody's gonna die, it appears that he's really good at his job. When it's not life threatening, he's like, eh.
What? a
All
dick.
right.
Tell us.
Bracken says, "I owe both life debt," and he pushes into Talus's chest and then into Ryfin's chest. "I serve." So
I say
if
I'm
you
gonna.
keep him,
Oh,
go ahead.
I'm gonna get in on some of this too. When I touch him and do this, do some re.
A little jealous.
I want it. I want this too.
So his wounds begin closing up. He goes, I am presence of greatness. He like pushes his finger into your chest too.
First one's free.
That's how you hook them. Just saying. I learned from experience.
Oh, that's where those went.
Alright.
Sorry. The ferret decided that he was going to be awake now in the middle of session, and he is starting to pull things off the desk.
Ha! Go, ferret, go!
Oh, yeah.
Did we not learn from the child I brought, which was my fault? I understand it was my fault.
I mean, it wasn't really a child, I don't think. And to be fair, it wasn't really alive. It wasn't really
Agreed.
dead.
You know what? For the first time, we agree.
Awesome. So stop with the whole "woe is me" shit. All right.
So why are we bringing another thing on board?
This one owes me a life debt.
I thought the
Breaking just,
child...
yes, have you not been listening? Sheesh.
Alarian stays always 15 feet away.
All right, Bracken, buddy, pal, what can you tell us about the Orcs gathering? Who's the next target? Who's the ones that we need to stop? And what's in that temple?
So, all right, I can't do his voice because my throat's starting to hurt here. So, he tells you that they are in a tumble down temple, and it's been overgrown by just harsh weeds and vines. Like, think of grapevines that really nasty, deep gourd, deep trenched cut, bark skin on the vines. Over all of it, and that they kicked out Druid years and years ago. But they follow Shair, who just kind of pushes them to be more fanatic about technology. They're obsessed with it.
Okay.
They found different mechanisms within the temple itself, and he keeps talking about something called Senbu. And Fole came around, and through the use of her godlike abilities, convinced the Shug Skin to ally with the Keg Skin and the Axe Skin in the area to begin conquering.
Okay.
That it's their rightful area to control Hadron Farron and to gain access to the Celestial Crater. But they need a base of operations and resources to make their machines of war from the coal tops, which is resource rich, which is why they're pushing the Neath out.
Okay.
He looks at Hussein and says, nothing against Neath and lizard folk, but you have resources we need. Therefore, Ogne, take.
Oh. You know
You will ultimately be food for dragons.
We all need resources. We can understand that, right?
You are like
a
animals.
resource?
You claim you need rocks and dirt. Fine. Why so upset when your hides become resource for us?
Say, not upset. Test of might, good. Strengthen both clans.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, how about we have a fight after he's healed up between you and Insane? No eating, Insane, but maybe we could get some of this out. Yeah?
He kind of says, he kind of lowers head. He lowers his head and goes, I am not good fighter. I make things.
Okay.
Like,
And how far? All right, no fighting. Where is this temple?
He points down a narrow, like, ravine south.
All right. I am going to
Wait, you
turn.
make things?
He kind of looks at you and says, "It no use. You not many enough to attack temple."
I don't need to attack temple. I need to find out where temple is to have other people come attack temple.
You make things?
Yes. So if you keep him on, you will gain yourself a camp follower.
Sweet.
He he is skilled in. You guys got to write this down. This will go in your.
Okay.
Someone's got to do it.
I'm typing in the chat now.
Cool.
So he is a smith into armor and weapons. He has survival skinning and athletics endurance. So
Okay.
so he is and it's break in.
Breaking. Okay. I'll throw him in the. Can we get a follower page?
Hold on 1 second. Sorry, Ferret got into things. He had to get put into his cage, and he is none too happy about it. Yes, kind of.
A sane is in a cage?
No.
Who's in a cage?
No one's in a cage.
No. He says like break in, but
Oh,
bracken. Like,
gotcha.
so break in would be the better. So like bray. Kin.
All right, I'm putting in the
Not
party.
break in, but bray, like as a. Let me make sure
Yep.
that's the right terminology.
Gotcha.
But to bray,
Gotcha. I
which
apologize.
steep bank or hillside. Huh. Not the same as bray, as in like a loud, harsh cry of a donkey or mule, but it's pronounced the same.
No, that's what his name's after.
All right, I'm going to look over to
You just look at him
Sane.
and go,
I'm going to look over to Sane and Breakin and ask them if there's any good places to store the skiff while we scout.
I'll watch it.
I look at you like you're nuts. Like this thing is very quite large. Where would you like to hide it? I could sink it beneath the sand.
Ezra comes up, oh, it's not going to be any of that. Not on my watch.
Can we
Kind of
put it?
crosses his arms.
Is there like some place by the coal tops that we can like put it in a cave in or something?
Not that my character knows. We'd have to make checks for that. Yeah. It's
Listen,
literally tomorrow's job.
Yeah.
Today, like we're about to camp cycle for the day.
Yep.
we have a opportunity to make a dual skiff.
No, you don't. You guys don't have access to the old skiffs. They got broken down with whatever you could.
Never mind. We have access to a single skiff that we can repair and make it do what we want.
He put the shielding on the sides. This is the only skip we have.
That's what he said.
Oh, okay.
He gets it now. Yeah, Ezra will not be coming with you guys. He is staying with the skiff.
Yeah.
So yes, we're going to go into camp cycle though, because this was your encounter for the travel day.
Sweet.
And I'm going to start with Yanwei. We haven't heard a lot from you lately, so.
Oh, what shall I do with this time we have allotted to us for the day?
Active and passive.
I will actively attempt to perform a play for my friends and a research for my performance as I sing a song
Okay.
and see how this orc reacts as my words hit his ears.
I mean, everybody's pretty happy with your words. They are a sweet melody.
How well do I remember these words?
You it seems you start writing down the
And
play
I
that
write
you're
them
getting ready to
really
write.
fast. Not that fast. I write a little too fast.
Your thoughts start getting ahead of you, but I mean, you definitely you'll advance because that's a 53. So I'm gonna say it's enough for a little bonus, so you'll advance 2 days instead of 1.
Sweet. And then I will keep watch tonight.
Okay. I think that's your song. Instead of in the air tonight, it's in the
Keep
water
watch
tonight.
tonight for all my friends, even this weird ass orc who makes our weapons.
All right, we're gonna go with Talus. Go ahead and start typing yours out, because I know Sane is going to start training. And Loka, what are you going to do for your active?
I'd like to do research and sea leg maneuvering.
Okay. I thought you already got that. Or oh, you have to finish it, right? You still have to finish your test. Was that it? No, you're already ranked 3. You already have Scallywag.
Oh yeah, I do have it. I thought, okay, I guess I'll just recover then.
Do you have any wounds, lingering injuries?
Yeah, I'm going from the sword for my chest, so
Ah, that's right. You got.
yeah, I had like 24, and then I should be down close to 20 now after the recovery from last time.
Okay, yeah, you recover 2 more days
Okay.
out of that. If you take the recovery, it just doubles what your recovery time is.
Yeah, awesome.
All right. Anything for your passive?
Just I'll be available to help. Yeah, if anybody needs it.
Okay. So you don't, it automatically recovers, so you regain your ethos is back up to full and everything. But you can give a doctor roll to help try to speed along Luca's recovery. All right. You make him more comfortable, but not enough to push him along. You need at least a 16 to kind of help that out. And that doesn't require a part of your medical kit. Well, no, you succeeded plus a medical kit. You can burn a charge and he will get an extra day recovered. You just have to burn a charge, though. All right, he burns a charge and you get an extra day recovery. There, Loka. Anything for
Thank
your
you.
passive there, Talus? Oh, okay. You can kind of talk with him and look over it if you lend him your tools. Like, you could kind of, like, point to some of the technology on it, and he could attempt to fix it. Okay. All right, it is. He starts kind of getting the hammer to start working again and like kind of reforging it, but his ribs are hurting him still. Like it's gonna take him a few days to actually get going. And he also says you guys need a forge and some material. Yeah, he's like he needs material to fix it, and he kind of looks over at the cage. Says that if he had a forge, he could start melting some of that down. So pretty much, you guys have a steel cage big enough to fit a person and secure them.
To make it bigger, we have a steel cage match.
That, or you have high quality metal to rework and make things out of. Because you brought the prison with you, which was actually smart because now you have materials. He just needs a forge to get it hot enough. All right. So Loke is done. Talus is done. Yanwei, Ilarian, what would you like to do for your active? Ilarian.
You're muted.
No, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm not muted. I just.
He's scared.
Well, no, it's just. Do here. Okay.
Make stuff. So you could start. Because you need things to do during conflict, I would look at your runes and see what you can create sigils out of
Right.
on your equipment.
Okay, so my original attempt was to use my majory wizardry, which gives me Tice,
Correct.
to make a mortar and pestle that allows me to add things that I have used previously into concoctions. But
You
I
have
don't know how
Charmcraft,
that
correct?
works. I don't know if
Hold
that
on.
makes sense.
You have Charmcraft, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to help you here just because you are. So you want to make something. You want to help make something with crafting, right?
Yes.
That helps you. So you have Tice. So if you etch Tice onto the side of this thing, right?
Correct.
So it's part of your runic. Um,
But I don't know what the limitations of it
well,
is.
so that's what we have to look at Tice. So you can go up to 2. You summon. You actually bring an object into your designation. You can do that for 1 mana. Your mana limit right now is
It's a lot.
3. Mana limit.
3.
On how much you can spend at
It's 3.
Yes.
But I
So
have a
you
lot
got
of mana.
that. You do, but it's all what you can do at one time. Hot. So
Right. That's
could-
where the
you could
problem
put-
comes in.
no, not really. So I would say you can. There's a couple different ways you can go about this. You could put Tice plus Doit plus Hocht, and what that would give you, because Doit is fire, you
Wormwood.
summon. Well, you'd be summoning Wormwood, yes, but you could use Hocht for charging. So you're kind of using the fire as a catalyst.
Okay.
Because sometimes you need, like, so things that would require a catalyst, like you're investing that into it. So, like, anything you make with that, you'd be able to add, like, the burning condition. Or you use Tice, and then you tie in ingredients that you have and make the mortar and pestle out of a
Okay, that's
you make
where
a
I was
charm.
going for. Except
So you make a
for
charm.
the problem is I don't have the shit I need because I used it all in that last encounter. Yeah.
I mean, you have.
man.
I mean, you've got wild sage root. You got dragon's blood,
I do not
wormwood.
have any wild sage root.
It says you have 1 on your sheet. You have dragon's blood, wormwood. You've got 4 obsidian. You have elemental earth. So if you were to make a charm, it's like that's what you have on your sheet. You could add to that, like make a charm out of Stranglevine plus elemental earth and Tice, and what you're doing, yeah.
Yep.
So you summon,
I didn't know I had one wild sage root left.
but so he's saying, yeah, Tice, obsidian, elemental earth, and hawk to empower. And is he a jeweler? Oh, he is. Yes.
I am a jeweler.
Cut the obsidian into a bowl. Like you create a summoning mortar and pestle. So if you're creating a that like you're summoning items into it. It doesn't matter what it is.
Right. And then I have to use my action to make the item with the runes imbued on the mortar and pestle.
So you're a runic. So if you use your jeweler's skill to make the item as a passive, I let runic people create their sigils, like up to 2 if you're doing small. But since you're making an item, you can put these runes into it as part of that process. You're making a charm with jewelry. Yep. That's what I would do, because then you can just summon herbs into it. You have the ingredients to do it.
All right. Intellect, first off, obviously.
Okay.
17.
There you go. Now you're doing your enchanting. So you're enchanting and you're runic. So that's going to be
finesse
resolve.
or resolve. All right.
Well, so runic can be.
I was thinking finesse to make that the proportions are perfect.
Yeah. So roll finesse.
Oh boy.
Oops.
Well,
You have
fuck
DM
me.
inspiration.
Yeah, I will use that DM inspiration. Do I just
You can
roll
give
it
yourself
again?
advantage. You can give yourself advantage or re-roll.
Give myself advantage?
Because you'd have a 21 then.
Yeah. And then
Then you roll your resolve.
yeah.
All right. So you've got 36. It's 53. That gives you a +1 magic uncommon item. Which one sigil on there? Yeah, you did it. Elemental Earth kind of kicks it up where you need that rare or the uncommon. And you have one.
Oh.
You have one item on it, so you've successfully made your bowl. Because the Elemental Earth kicks it up a difficulty need, but all you needed to get was uncommon for that what you put on there.
Excellent.
So you now have that. So you can now summon, like use a spell casting check. So it's going to be resolve because you're runic. To attempt to summon the ingredients you need as you're making it. So you don't have to go find things, but you can try to summon exactly what you need.
Perfect. Listen,
And
I don't
the more
have.
complicated.
I told to my team, listen, I don't have what I actually need. However, I'm fairly confident that, you know what? I can pull it from the ether. You know what the ether is. I know you know what the ether is.
All right, so you've done that. Anything for your passive?
Rest.
I would say again, this is me trying to help you. You want things to do in conflict, and you have Koga, you have Hawk, you have Doit, or yeah, you have Doit. So I would, so the Flame Alchemist dude from Full Metal Alchemist.
Try to
I
make
would
something from what I've just done But
Colonel
I didn't.
Mustang.
I didn't know if
No,
that
not Mustang.
was
Yeah, Mustang.
legit.
So you can, because you're runic, you put those onto like your gloves, right? You put Koga, Doit, Hawked onto your gloves. You now snap your fingers and you shoot a fireball because you can do that during conflict now.
Oh no, no, I'm not gonna do that because I've actually got um my my mall has runes on it, and
Yeah,
I'm
it
actually
has.
saving it so that I can shoot fucking necrotic balls at people.
Well, you shoot Aether because of the bay handle and has on it. So because you're runic and you have the maul, you can treat it like you know the runes. So you want to be able to do stuff during conflict that's not just swing the maul. You have to make items that do that. So like that's why I'm saying as a passive action, you could do necrotic. Like you could put that you could do Koga plus plus Hawked and shoot necrotic energy at people. But you just now have to add Hawked and Koga to
To the
the maul, and then
the
you'll have
maul.
to attune to it.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
I
but
mean,
that's you'll have to do that like, yeah, you can try to do that right now.
ooh, I mean, intellect first.
No, it's so yeah, you're planning it out, but it's gonna be your runic. Like so, you're planning it out, and then finesse. It's pretty much the same rolls to carve it, and then you're gonna do resolve. And you just need to be because your is already on there, and all you're adding is Koga and Hawked. So you just need to be able to get above a 30. So you got a 20. That is not enough.
Mm.
Next time.
No, it is. It 12, 6 plus 14 is 32.
Oh, I saw the double.
Yeah.
I saw the double finesse. Oops, that's me.
8.
Yeah, that's enough. He rolled finesse twice, and I was going 6, 9, 14.
Oh,
Um,
apologize.
18, 32. Yeah. So now on your maul, but it's now an uncommon item, which means you have to either reserve 1 mana so you attune to it, and you can just always use
Dude,
that. Right?
I will sink as much mana as I can. Because you
Well,
know
actually,
what?
you're
I got
runic. You don't even
mana.
have to. You just because you don't have to attune to this thing. Just means that anybody else can pick it up and use it if they're runic. But like during conflict now, so on your maul, you'll put that it has Hawked and Koga added to it plus which means you can craft sigils during conflict using those 3, or either Aether from the Bay handle because it counts as a foci. So you can do Koga, which is your evocation, so like a fireball kind of deal, either using Necrosis, the Time Rune, or Aether. Like now you have a conflict spell that you can cast to deal wounds. That's all you had to do. So now in conflict, you don't have to swing your maul. You just point it and fire, or Necrosis or Aether
Yeah,
shoots from it.
Yep, I got you.
Cool. All right. Asane, what were you doing as your passive?
I'll just keep a weathered eye on the horizon.
All right. You are assisting Yanwei.
Yep.
All right. Zeph.
Mostly the orc.
I want to try to gather some stuff.
Okay. Let's do a gathering.
I forget what I have to roll for it.
It depends on how you're choosing to gather.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
What are you choosing to gather, and then how?
Okay, so I want to find herbs. I'll use finesse to kind of run around.
Scrambling over rocks.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. That's a success. Alrighty. Now you're going to give me your what did we say it was? Your tier? Your
Roll your
archetype
archetype die.
Your 1d4.
All right, roll 2d12s.
I'm going to get you the macro I use. So you can choose either mountain or desert. Which one would you prefer?
Hills as well.
Yeah, or hills.
Oh, let's try some mountain action. See what's up here.
Mountain. All right. What did he rolled? And a 3.
11 is
So you
crawling
find-
ivy.
So you find and you're up to tier 2. So you find 4 crawling ivy. And 3
And alderwood.
2 alderwood. Alderwood trees are deciduous, shedding their simple alternate serrated leaves as the wheel marches ever onward. Its flowers are
Divination
Taken
stick.
not bad.
How much alderwood? Just one?
Just 2.
Two. Okay. Awesome.
Give me a second. Let me get my. Yes, it is.
Ooh.
Where's my the main? Oh, I need to put that in text.
Sweet. And then I can add that to.
Oh god, it didn't work. How do you do it so it does? I'm gonna put it in Discord. It's just rolling a ton of dice.
Okay. Awesome. I'll put that on my spec sheet so I can just use it.
There it is. It's in Discord now.
Sweet.
So the times to roll on table is going to be 1d4, not 2d4, because you're only tier 1. Once you hit tier 2, it'll go up.
Okay. And then doing the hedge witch correspondence, sending that one of the bottles I created. Do I just do that? Declare that happening?
You drop it, whatever you just wrap it in a note and then drop it into your bag, and then the next time you look in your bag, it's gone.
Okay. I'm gonna do that, so I'll remove one of those.
We're gonna need to roll a lore check or an intellect check or a resolve check when you do it to determine how interested the hedge witches are in what you've deposited.
All right. I'm gonna do the allure.
That determines what they return, what you get in return. Oof.
Dang.
And what were you asking for?
I was dropping off one of my the crafted obsidian bottles.
Ah, okay. And Ryfin.
I would like to start training in advanced cardio.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna start running in
Research.
place. Yeah. So that would be call it resolve. Not fortitude.
Yeah, it's definitely fortitude. You're trying to train physical.
Yeah. Fortitude. Resolve. Fortitude.
Okay.
33.
43.
Sweet.
Advanced cardio. You have to be tier 2 to get that.
Okay. Well, I'm just.
You can do the research
Yeah.
now for it to speed it up, but because that's a tier 2,
Yeah, that's fine.
yeah, your training time is 2 weeks on that one.
Okay.
For research and training.
Sounds good. And my
Yeah, 'cause-
passive, I'm a fuck.
Oh wait, you're tier 4. You're rank 4, so yeah,
Yeah.
you can start training to tier 2.
Yes.
And what's your passive?
A fuck with my box.
All right. You have how many clicks so far?
4 or 6.
All right. Unfortunately, you can't get it. It has become more difficult to lock in the last few spots.
Okay. And then I go to sleep. That'll be my camp cycle.
All right. That is your camp cycle. The day opens up. Ezra just kind of says, "Oh, if you're going in there," and he looks around and says, "At least get us closer to the rock so we can tuck in." That looks right.
Yes, let's get closer to the rocks.
Do we want somebody with survival to make that check?
Probably, yeah.
Braken wakes up feeling very much. He's happier and smiling and enjoying freedom.
Does anybody have survival?
I have survival, yes.
You should make that check then. Find us a place to hide.
Alright. Survival.
Braken says, "I know. I help." You will get advantage as he starts pointing out things because he knows the terrain. And he has survival.
Oh, sweet. I'm guessing that would probably just be intellect then, right? Figure out where he's trying to lead us.
Yes. Mhm.
17, pretty good.
17's pretty good.
All right. Better than the 3.
Much better.
You'd have been like, "Here's fine. It's perfect." See, those hills and dunes are naturally obscuring us, and if we just lower the sails a little bit, we can make it look like a dune. We're good. But instead, your first instinct is to do that, and he's like, "No, over there," and he points to like a natural like cove within the barren rock up against the coal tops that at least gets the skiff out of the way.
Good.
So yeah, you scoot the skiff on over and park as you begin your scouting mission. And we shall end today's session here as episode 21 comes to a close. Tune in next week for episode 22.
Woo!
Where the temples of
DST
skin.
coming in from the outskirts. They've made it to maybe the end of the desert. Maybe. We're not 100% sure, but
Definitely not the end of the desert.
they've made it to desert.
But next week we shall tune in and we shall see what the Shugskin have in store for our adventurers within the coal tops.